Look in the mirror. Go ahead. I'll wait. That color staring back at you? It's not an aesthetic choice your DNA made to match your outfit. It's a biological weapon forged over tens of thousands of years of survival, migration, and one very consequential genetic accident near the Black Sea. Over 70% of humans have brown eyes. The other 30%, they carry mutations, literal glitches in the code, that tell a story about where your ancestors went, what they survived, and why your great-great-great-grandmother found a blue-eyed stranger absolutely irresistible. As a skeleton, I don't have eyes, which means I've had centuries to study yours objectively. Let's get into it. Brown eyes are the factory default, and before you roll them, hear me out. Default doesn't mean boring. It means battle-tested. That deep color comes from melanin. Think of melanin as your iris's personal bodyguard, big, dense, and absorbs everything before it can cause trouble. Specifically, it absorbs up to 90% of incoming light, including the UV radiation that would otherwise fry your eye cells like an egg on an equatorial sidewalk. The University of Copenhagen confirmed what evolution figured out millions of years ago. Melanin in your iris functions as a built-in sunscreen. For early humans crossing African savannas under punishing UV radiation, this wasn't a cosmetic bonus. It was the difference between functional vision at 40 and being legally blind at 25. Brown eyes also outperform in bright light. Less glare, cleaner contrast, sharper daylight vision. It's why brown eyes dominate in populations closer to the equator. They're not the most glamorized, but they're the most efficient, the reliable sedan while everyone else is driving a sports car on icy roads. Fun detail, catch brown eyes in candlelight and you'll notice golden flashes. That's not magic, that's physics revealing the layered structure of your iris when light hits at the right angle. Even the boring option has hidden depth. Here's a fact that should short-circuit your brain. Every single blue-eyed person on Earth shares one ancestor. 1. A single individual who lived somewhere between 6,000 and 10,000 years ago carried a mutation in the HERC2 gene that literally switched off brown pigment production. Before that moment, everyone had brown eyes. Full stop. Now here's where it gets weird. Blue eyes aren't actually blue. There is no blue pigment in your iris. What you're seeing is structural trickery. Shorter blue wavelengths of light scatter back out while longer wavelengths pass through. It's the same optical physics that makes the sky look blue. Your eyes are basically tiny, personal atmospheres. The real mystery isn't how blue eyes happened, it's why they spread so fast. In a few thousand years, blue eyes went from 0% to 70 to 95% frequency across Northern Europe. That's evolutionary lightning speed. Two leading theories. First, light sensitivity advantage. Less melanin means more photons reach your retina. Potentially helpful during long, dark northern winters when you needed every photon you could get. Second, and this is the spicy one, sexual selection. Blue eyes were so rare and visually striking that they became attractive, which made blue-eyed individuals more likely to reproduce. Beauty as a survival mechanism. Evolution has a sense of drama. Ancient DNA analysis destroyed the old assumption that blue eyes came packaged with pale skin. Early Europeans had blue eyes and dark, African-like skin simultaneously. Light eyes evolved before skin lightening, which means if you think eye color and skin color are obviously connected, the fossil record respectfully disagrees. Less than 3% of people have gray eyes. They make blue eyes look common. Gray eyes contain even less melanin than blue, almost none. But instead of scattering a single blue wavelength, they disperse light across multiple wavelengths simultaneously, creating that steel, silver, or slate appearance depending on conditions. Functionally, researchers believe gray eyes represent an extreme adaptation to low-light environments. Think perpetually overcast Northern Europe, where the sun felt more like a rumor than a reality. The broad wavelength dispersion maximizes whatever light is available. The trade-off, serious UV vulnerability. Without melanin absorbing incoming radiation, gray eyes need consistent protection outdoors. The same trait that helped ancestors see in dim Nordic forests becomes a liability on a sunny beach. Culturally, they're often read as enigmatic or emotionally unreadable, which makes sense anatomically. Less color variation means fewer visual cues for observers to track. I find this fascinating as a skeleton. I have the same problem. Only 2% of the global population has green eyes. What makes them rare isn't one gene. It's a precisely balanced cocktail of at least 16 genes that have to work in perfect coordination. Too much melanin leads to brown. Too little leads to blue. Green eyes exist in a narrow biological sweet spot where moderate melanin combines with a yellow pigment called lipochrome. When light hits that specific combination, you get green. And here's the kicker. Green eyes are chemically unstable. They're highly reactive to environmental changes, appearing mossy in shadow, golden green in sunlight, occasionally shifting toward hazel or blue-gray depending on what you're wearing. Your eyes literally respond to your outfit, which is either romantic or mildly unsettling, depending on your perspective. Evolutionarily, green eyes may have offered adaptive flexibility in temperate, variable light environments. Forests, mountains, regions where lighting changed constantly. Moderate melanin means some UV protection and enhanced light sensitivity. The hybrid option. They're most concentrated in Celtic and Germanic populations, up to 86% in parts of Ireland and Scotland. Medieval Europeans thought they indicated witchcraft. I think that says more about medieval Europeans than green eyes. Hazel eyes are the only eye color that genuinely changes, not an illusion, an actual physical phenomenon. Intermediate melanin plus lipochrome interacting with shifting light conditions produces eyes that look green one minute, golden the next, then brown. This color shifting reflects evolutionary versatility. Hazel eyes perform reasonably well across sun, shade, and changing seasons. Medium protection, medium sensitivity, maximum confusion for people trying to describe your eye color on official forms. Amber eyes are the opposite. They never shift. High lipochrome, minimal melanin, and a solid golden copper hue that stays consistent under all lighting. They're also common in predatory animals, wolves, owls, eagles, which may explain why amber eyes can read as instinctively intense to other humans. Your nervous system might be subconsciously clocking something ancient. Some researchers suggest amber eyes spread via mate preference rather than functional necessity. They were striking enough to be selected for socially before any UV advantage or disadvantage mattered much. Beauty as its own survival strategy, again. True black eyes don't exist. What you're seeing is extreme melanin concentration so dense it appears black. This is the most efficient UV-absorbing iris on the planet. Nearly total light absorption, minimal scattering, maximum protection. In equatorial regions with constant intense sun exposure, these eyes are the optimal biological solution. Less glare, lower lifetime risk of UV-related eye damage, visual stability in all conditions. The cultural association with inscrutability, anatomically grounded. Dense melanin makes pupil dilation changes, which occur with emotional responses, much harder to detect visually. Harder to read emotionally, yes. Evolutionarily equipped for intense sunlight, absolutely. You don't choose your eye color, but you can choose how you treat it. If you have light eyes, blue, gray, green, sunglasses with UV 400 protection aren't optional. Your iris has minimal natural filtering. Treat outdoor UV exposure as a chronic, cumulative risk. If you have dark eyes, brown, black, you have built-in protection, but not immunity. UV damage is real at all melanin levels. Still protect them. Everyone. Your eye color is a biological timestamp. It records where your ancestors lived, what conditions they survived, and which evolutionary pressures shaped them over thousands of years. That's not something you look at every morning and take for granted. Next time you make eye contact with someone whose eyes look nothing like yours, remember you're looking at a different chapter of human history. Same species, different survival story. That's the Body Lab. I'm Dr. Body, and unlike you, I've never had to worry about UV damage. Perks of having no corneas.